What's it like to plan a presidential state dinner, Marcus?
Wow. Well, I will tell you about my mom. So 2 hours before I make the dinner is about to happen. I've been holding this for weeks. I couldn't talk about it. And I spoke to my older sister, and she's like, you have to tell Mom. Because, if this is going to be in the news, she needs to know about it before. So 2 hours before the dinner, I call my mom and say, listen, just so you know, I'm going to do the steak dinner, and I want you to know about it, and just wish me luck. Phone goes quiet. I'm like, this is not good. She's like, I thought about it. I'm like, what do you mean you thought about it? I just told you. She's like, I thought about it. And your father would not approve. If something happens to the American president, it would be very bad on our family. I was like, it would be bad for everybody. What do you mean? She makes it about her.
Was she suggesting you
So
this is a food poisoning?
So she says
this is a food safety question?
Yes. So she says, if you leave, here's my choice for my mother. If you leave right now, I know they're going to scream and yell at you, but you dealt with that before, bringing back trauma from the French guys, right? It's bad, but it's much worse if something happens to the president. So I think you should leave. And I was like, click. Thank you.
Thanks.
Text my sister, thanks for that. I shouldn't have called her.
Feeling great.
No, this planning was very specific, and I was hanging out with this one over here. We were maybe 25 chefs that were asked to make a suggestion. And I looked, this was like maybe August, when the dinner was in November. So I was like reading about former Prime Minister Singh, and he was vegetarian. And I was like, Michelle Obama has just started her garden. Like, let me give them a suggestion of vegetarian-based meal, vegetarian forward. It's like, if they don't like it, we're not gonna even be in the conversation, but if they like it, there's probably less people in that bag. And at the same time, in September or October, I was doing Top Chef Masters.
Oh, yeah.
And we couldn't have our phones, and it was very specific about the rules and everything. And then I get like, hey, they're calling from the White House. They want to do a tasting. And then Andrea, chef that works with me, is like, I can do it at your house. This is what you got to do. She went to Queens to get all the ingredients. We did the tasting. They said, we like it, but we don't know. They're like, now it's October, late October. It's like, it's about 5 people in running for this. So we did a second test. I'm still in Los Angeles to Top Chef Master. I said, I could be home tomorrow, or I don't know. So this was going back and forth. Eventually, like a week before, they really liked our suggestion, and we did a final tasting, and they said, you're gonna do it. And at the same time, I'm now in the finals of Top Chef Masters. And
we held you hostage.
Yeah, and I was like back and forth. So my planning, I'm saying all this because the planning was not normal.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of back and forth. And I ended up doing very well on Top Chef Masters. And we couldn't go to the after party because I had to actually go to the plane straight to D.C. So the minute I landed in D.C., no one cared about, I couldn't tell anyone. I just had to go straight to the White House and do the dinner. And it was an amazing experience. It was pretty much like the lady that held us, that organized the stage. They said, there's four courses. I said, I got that. 44 minutes.
Yep.
Not more than that. And then there's Jennifer Hudson. I'm like, okay, we got it. 4 courses, 44 minutes, we got it.
That's fantastic.
That was dinner.